All right, let's get back to the original segment we were on. Senior political analyst, Senator Rick Santorum, he's here. We also have Democrat strategist and former state senator in New York, David Carlucci. Okay, back to the White House ballroom.
People just want to dance.
That's it. They want to dance. They want to have a nice ballroom. Democrats don't want that to happen for some reason. Senator Santorum, you were in the middle of giving us your response to that before we had to cut you off. Go ahead.
Just in sum, this is something that is needed. I think you heard presidents in the past have complained about this, and this is not a historic area of the building, and it's an appropriate place to put such something. You can argue about whether it's too big or whether the style and all that kind of thing. Sure, but the fact that he's doing it, I don't think really should be that much of a controversy.
Yeah, David, it does seem to me that it's simply, if it were anyone else doing something like this other than someone named Donald J. Trump, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. People might have, a commentary about it, but it wouldn't have
I don't know about that. I would actually
let me finish
disagree.
my statement. Let me finish what I'm saying. It wouldn't have reached such a fevered pitch. I understand that people are always going to complain about something, but to the senator's point, when you do look at the people who were in the Obama administration and even the Biden administration saying, well, yeah, it really was in disrepair and it did need to be renovated. What's the big deal?
Right, and I can't disagree with that, right? And I don't think many people are. But to the senator's point, it's the process. It's the way that the president has gone about it. And that's the part that I think is putting the foul taste in people's mouths, from historians to people that are just nostalgic about it. So I can't disagree. I've been to the White House, fortunately, and I agree it's cramped. And it's good to have more space. But the problem is the historical integrity, the process that it was usurped, and the idea that it might be something that just doesn't fit in with the aesthetic of the existing White House. But I agree. I think this is way inside the Beltway with all that's going on coming from the White House. I think this is one of our least concerns as Democrats, as the American people. I think when people have their refrigerator empty, they're not thinking about the ballroom. They're thinking about SNAP benefits and other real serious issues that I think we need to talk about. And Democrats, to make this a litmus test, I think that's the last thing we should be talking about. We need to be talking about real issues that are touching Americans every day.
So I want to ask you about Eric Swalwell, the congressman here, David, about tear it down. If a Democrat gets back into the White House, to tear down the new ballroom here, do you think that's realistic?
I think that's absurd.
That litmus test.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that litmus test needs to go out the window. I mean, he's obviously looking for headlines. Give him credit. He's got them. But if we are taking this up as a platform issue, as running for president, we could expect to lose. So we need to be talking about real pocketbook issues for Americans, and this is only a distraction.
Senator, do you see this similar to actually what David is saying, that this is something that Democrats are focusing on just to find something else to say against President Trump, when clearly there are struggles within their own party that they can't seem to square?
Well, it's just that. It's just everything that Trump does, even if it's not going to cost the taxpayers a dollar. It's something that most people who are around the White House admit is needed, and yet it is derangement. It is over the top. We have to have, as it was talked about, a litmus test that you're going to tear it down. This is what the people look at the Democrats and they just see a bunch of people running around with their hair on fire about anything Donald Trump says or does. And look, there's reasons to criticize Donald Trump. I mean, I can be critical of some of the things he's doing on the trade front. I think his petulance with Canada was wrong. And you'd be fine to criticize that. But they're running around pointing at things that are, frankly, not a big deal, as David mentioned, to average Americans. What's a big deal is Chuck Schumer not agreeing to move with a continuing resolution that keeps the government running at the same levels, and people not getting their SNAP benefits, and people not getting their paychecks in the military. Those are things that are real, and the Democrats don't want to talk about that because they're the reason for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to leave it there. One of the few times I agree with David Carlucci. Appreciate you coming on.
No, David, we always appreciate your viewpoint. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Good to be with you.
Come on.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. And both senators, thank you.